That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
I'd love to tell you I had some deep revelation on my way down, that I came to terms with my own mortality, laughed in the face of death, etc. The truth? My only thought was, ah! The river raced toward me at the speed of a truck. Wind ripped the breath from my lungs. Steeples and skyscrapers and bridges tumbled in and out of my vision. And then, flaboom! A whiteout of bubbles. I sank through the murk, sure that I was about to end up embedded in 100 feet of mud and lost forever. But my impact with the water hadn't hurt. I was falling slowly now, bubbles trickling through my fingers. I settled on the river bottom soundlessly. A catfish the size of my stepfather lurched away in the gloom. Clouds of silt and disgusting garbage, beer bottles, old shoes, plastic bags, swirled up all around me. Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm Taylor from Cabin 6.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. So this week, plot twist. Water isn't wet.
Damn it! I'm always team water is wet.
That's what we learned from this chapter. Water isn't wet.
Water is wet. I'll fight you.
Percy didn't get wet.
So before we get started, we have our poll results from a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah. I'm not happy. I mean, I am.
We asked which gift from the gods would you choose as the best, thus making them the patron of your city. The choices were, of course, olive tree from Athena, saltwater spring from Poseidon, or horses from Poseidon. With 4 out of 8 votes, we have horses from Poseidon. Who are the other 4 people? 3 people chose the olive tree against horses?
And one asshole said saltwater spring.
Yo, I tweeted asking if somebody knew why saltwater springs were a thing, and nobody answered.
Yeah. I don't know.
Apparently no one knows.
The correct answer was horses. Jish knew. Jish knew the answer was horses. I'm so proud of him.
This is why Jish is our number 1 fan. He knows.
Jish, the mascot of the pod.
Now I'm looking. It was retweeted even. Why did nobody... Oh, it was retweeted by us. Damn it.
Exactly. I retweeted so people will answer.
But I don't... People don't follow me on Twitter.
Exactly. No one follows
because
you.
all I do is retweet the pod.
Well, maybe if you made original tweets, then you would get followers.
What do I have to tweet about?
Your inner turmoil. Your thoughts. Your feelings. That's what most people do.
I could tweet about the things my kids say to me. Today's thing was Hitler equals Sasquatch ?
Why? What? Huh?
We were talking about the theory that Hitler didn't actually kill himself, and that because nobody ever found the body, and so then the kids decided that instead of going to live down in South America, he came to North America and became the Sasquatch. I don't know.
Correct answer. We didn't find the body because he was just sucked down to hell. That's it.
I am with the Soviets took it, and we'll never know where they took it to because all of the Soviet shit was lost.
Yeah, that works.
So that's how my day went. That happened at 11:20 this morning, and so I've had to sit with that all day.
Yeah. Well,
I chose this profession, I guess.
I don't know why.
I question it sometimes.
What happened to Percy this week, Taylor?
Well, Percy got fucked up like normal. In this chapter, Percy becomes a known fugitive. Woo.
He wasn't already?
Gets worse. You know what's fun? not falling 630 feet into a disgusting river, unless you're Percy and land in it like a soft bed of pillows and are able to breathe and stay dry. Percy hears a voice from the murk and hopes it is his mom. Now it is a mystical wispy being sent from his father. Naturally, she speaks in obscure references to events. Then she fades away. Pretty sure that meant nothing and we'll never see her again. Percy has now committed 3 felonies in the past month and is considered a wanted fugitive. My question, however, is how did they get back on the Amtrak without getting caught?
I don't know.
The whole thing is like, everybody's looking for us.
Let's hide on the train.
You made it through the train station and got on a train that probably has cameras in it.
Yeah, he put his hood up.
The whole ride?
Yes. This is Percy Jackson. He would totally be wearing his hood up the entire time.
I get it. But also, the bus footage shows Annabeth and Grover.
Yeah? And who are they? Who are they? They're not important to this scenario. It's all about Percy. He's the protagonist.
These are just the things I question.
Don't question it. Don't question anything.
Is that what we learned? Well, I guess maybe the mist is covering up my understanding of what's happening.
I want to know what the mist was doing in this chapter. I have some questions.
One thing that, like, we talked about last week, we'll get there, and I'll talk about it then with, like, what were the people in the deck saying. We see the mom, them treating her like she was crazy, so at least one person saw at least something what was happening.
I just have questions here.
So many questions.
Alright, Taylor, where the fuck are we?
We are literally in the Mississippi River today.
Like, literally.
Actually in the river.
Loving that river? Loving that, yeah. No.
You might already know that the Mississippi River is the second longest river in America. People confuse it and think it is the longest, but however, it is not. The Missouri is longer.
Plot twist.
And it is only the second largest drainage system in North America, after the Hudson Bay drainage system.
I love me a good drainage system.
Love a drainage system. I'm just saying, I think people just need to know that what they think is a lie.
Everything is a lie.
However, it is the 15th largest river by discharge in the world.
Love that. Yeah.
Yum. Naturally, it's named after a Native American tribe that lived along the river, hunter-gatherers, of course, and they eventually became known as the Mound Builders. I'm not going to go into them. You might know them because they built mounds.
Whoa.
I know, right?
Crazy.
And of course, most people are going to associate it with the boundary to the west of the United States, where that ended with the Louisiana Purchase and whatnot. Couldn't go past that at first. Eventually, like, it played a really big role in the Civil War because all the ports were basically owned by the Confederates, and then the Union came through and fucked everything up and took back the river, which fucked the South pretty badly. So that's fun. I don't, like, super have a lot about it. It's just, it's very polluted and gross.
Pollution! Yay!
I saw it when I was in Tennessee, and it just looked like brown. That was the color. Brown. So, I don't know. I hope it's not always that brown. I hope it was just a bad day for the river, but I don't know.
Yeah. Love brown water. Brown water is so... yeah, yum.
It's honestly, like, hurts reading this chapter and just reading the description of the water.
Yeah. I had to read some of that, so... yeah.
Just some notable cities on the Mississippi. You have the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, the Twin Cities, St. Louis, which we are in, sort of.
Whoa,
we're in the
crazy.
river, in the city, you know. Memphis, which is actually where I saw the river, because that's where I was. New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and then a bunch of other places that are tinier. That's a thing. I don't know. It's not a very interesting place because it's how many miles? It's so many thousand miles. 2320 miles. 2,320 miles. So from Minnesota down to the Gulf of Mexico.
I was gonna say, listen, this is still important because it has a connection to Rick's favorite thing, which is the Civil War.
Yeah,
That's why.
I'm not saying the Civil War is gonna come back ever again, but Rick really likes the Civil War. So, yeah, I don't know. I've only seen it twice, so I'm used to the smaller rivers of the Northeast.
Yeah. It's a body of water.
That's it, yeah. That's where we are. We are in the water.
Yeah, and it's not wet.
I want to know how deep it is there, where he's at. That's actually a thing I want to know.
I mean, it's over his head. That's the most we know, at the very least.
Yeah, I know. That's like all... Sorry. I just had that, man, I wish I knew. Okay. That's it for me. What are we battling this week? We aren't battling anything, because we're in the river!
In case you mythed it, because that's the title of the segment.
I was letting you say it!
Okay. Well, it sounded like you were going with, the weird title that you thought we were gonna go with for this, which was, what are we fighting, or something like that.
No, I wanted to keep it Untitled Myth Corner as the title.
Well, blame Andrew, because we came up with a good pun. This week we're talking about Nereids and Naiads, which are super interesting. I know.
Are you gonna name all of them?
Yeah, I will. Let me just, okay, I'm gonna be Hesiod for a second. No, I'm not gonna pronounce that Greek. Nope. It's a lot of Greek names.
Oh, God.
I saw the first one and I'm just like, nah, I'm out.
The list of Naiads is so long.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. How many Naiads are there?
Too many.
There's a lot. Okay.
I know the Nereids, there's there
Yeah.
are 96. So that's helpful. Now the Naiads, there's too many.
Wait, okay. I gotta do the spiel for all the things. But technically it says at the top of the page here there are only 50 of them. There are 96 possible names, Taylor.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, look at the top of the page. It says 50 daughters of Nereus and Doris. Their mom's name is Doris. I don't know why, but I saw that earlier and I'm just like, I love that. Just random old lady name. It sounds like just a sweet old lady name, doesn't it? Doris.
You have all these fancy names and then
Doris. Doris, I love you.
You're a big Doris stan?
I am a Doris stan. I don't like the sea, but Doris.
I'm scared of the sea, so.
I don't know if I'm scared of it, I just don't like it. Oh, okay.
My fear of deep water and deep in space.
Well, that's fair. The unknown. Don't go into the unknown, Taylor. Alright. So the Nereids they're the sea nymphs. The Naiads are the vague freshwater ones. I guess, yeah, it's like saltwater and freshwater is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very aptly named after their father, Nereus. Nereus, you get it? And he's the old man of the sea. Cool shit. They often accompany Poseidon, so which is why we see this lady, she's speaking for Poseidon, and she's the Nereid in the chapter, and she gets helped out by the Naiads.
The Naiads being real chill, even though they have every reason not to be.
Yeah, maybe someday we'll see Naiads be very mad about pollution. Maybe. I just love this phrasing here. They were part of Poseidon's entourage. I'm just like, I just imagine that. I'm just like, yeah, they're like his groupies.
Well, they carry his fucking trident. Of course they are.
They're his fucking
He can't
groupies.
carry his own trident?
Why would he trust them to carry it? I just think that's funny. I love this image here. We get... I want to know why it exists, but we have a Nereid riding a sea bull, which is, it's got... Yes? You laughing at something?
It's just so weird. So the front half is the bull, and is the second half just like a serpent?
Yeah, so that's actually an entirely different mythological creature that maybe we'll touch on in a later book, perhaps. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Thetis. Oh, yep. Okay, the mother of Achilles. Yeah, she's kind of important.
Just a little.
Well, there's like, so I can go with a little side tangent here because like this is a very short chapter. I can go with a little bit of side tangents and talk about some mythology shit here. So there's this whole like prophecy with Thetis that whoever's son that she bore would be stronger than his father. And so that's why Zeus did not bang her. Zeus specifically did not bang Thetis because he was like, oh shit, I don't want a kid to be stronger than me. Nope, not happening. Nope, not doing it.
Yeah.
And it's specifically at her and Peleus' wedding that the whole Trojan War thing kind of begins, you know? That's when the whole Apple of Discord thing happens. So,
it's fine. It's fine.
She's kind of important. We got Amphitrite, who's the wife of Poseidon and mother of Triton.
Also sort of important.
I mean, I feel like there's not a lot of, like, stories about her, because I don't hear about her a lot. But, like, she's like, the queen of the ocean, so, like, kind of important.
Good for her. Good for her.
I love how confusing this is. We got Galatea, not the one you're thinking of, but the love interest...
I was just sitting here, I was like, what?
The love interest of the Cyclops Polyphemus, who is important in the Odyssey.
Yeah, the Odyssey. Let's read it. No.
Next book, honey. Next book.
Okay. You right.
I'm exactly right.
I know. That's the worst part.
Oh, I feel like there's, like, no references to Galatea stuff in Rick, is there?
No, not that I can think of.
Sad. Someday we're just gonna do, like, an extra episode where we just talk about a bunch of myths. Hey, Rick didn't actually reference these. We're gonna talk about them.
Are you keeping a list?
I should. Can somebody keep a list for me of all the things that we haven't covered so far?
Dear God.
Okay, and I don't recognize the last one's name.
I don't recognize any of that part, so let's just skip it.
Yeah, you know, I don't know who that is. I'm looking for important things on here, because I'm not going to read all those fucking names.
The sea goddesses also were said to reveal to men the mysteries of Dionysus and Persephone.
Yeah, you know, Dionysus, once again. It was Dionysus all along. When we make merch, I think that has to be it.
Yeah.
It just needs to be Dionysus all along. So, I mean, I've already mentioned in the episode where I talked about Dionysus extensively why he's linked with Persephone, of all people.
Yeah. I still don't...
You still don't get it?
No, I do get it. I just don't know how I like that.
Well, also, okay, so I'm just thinking here, like, because this also kind of makes sense for, like, so the Nereids have a connection to Poseidon.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a connection to Persephone.
Mm-hmm.
And Persephone kind of has a weird connection to Poseidon in that he kind of was, like, he used to kind of be a death deity before Hades came along. So, there's that. It's fine. Dionysus is Poseidon.
No, don't make him more things.
He is, though.
He's already so many things.
Listen, Dionysus is also Hades. I already mentioned that. The fact that he's Hades and he's Zagreus. He's his own father. Yeah, there's a lot of names on here. Okay, I was confused there because I saw a familiar name, a couple of familiar names on here that I'm just like, why are you on here? It's because they just did not come up with new names. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Also, there's another Doris on here.
Good.
It's Doris Jr.
Doris Jr. Yes.
The actual sequel to Finding Nemo, Finding Doris. I'm dying. Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if there's anything else here that's, like, at all interesting. I remember seeing this earlier. I think this is weird. In, like, the modern use section, it's like, in modern Greek folklore, the term Nereid has come to be used for all nymphs, fairies, or mermaids. And I'm like, who are you asking? Because I never hear any...
If I'm gonna hear about a water nymph, I'm gonna hear a Naiad before I hear a Nereid.
Yeah, I've definitely heard Naiad before Nereid, and usually I just hear nymph before either of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or even just fairy or fae.
Yeah, like, I hear fairy and fae more. I
mean, yeah, it's, the fae. Don't trust the fae. Don't go into fairy circles, y'all. That's this is what my brain just, like, jumped to that, like...
New moral of the pod. Don't go into fairy circles.
That was always the moral of the pod. Now I'm just thinking about... something entirely different. My friend's Barbie podcast, they keep talking about, like, this is just fae propaganda. Barbie movies are fae propaganda. Did you know that?
Sounds about right.
They try to teach you to trust the fairies. You don't trust the fairies. Anyway. More fairies. The Naiads. I love how it, like, lists all of the things that they, like, preside over. Fountains, wells, springs, streams, brooks, and other bodies of fresh water.
But they were distinct from river gods.
Yeah, because there are river gods, but, like, there are just nymphs for everything else.
Yep.
Alright, cool. I want to know the logic on that, but okay. Answer, there is no logic.
Why didn't we write an entire mythology?
You know what? I'm trying to. What do you think I do in my spare time?
I know.
Oh, I like this. Sorry, I just, like, skipped ahead, like, a few paragraphs and I saw a name that I recognize. I'm like, oh, nice. Something that nobody else probably cares about except me.
Well, then tell me about it.
Alright. Well, let's go to the beginning of this paragraph where... Okay, this is weird. I don't know a whole lot about these nymphs just because, like, they're not super interesting. But this is weird. So children at coming-of-age ceremonies dedicated their childish locks to the local Naiad of the spring. Alright. This feels like fae propaganda. This feels like fae propaganda.
Dear God.
They're going to steal those children. Animals were ritually drowned there? Why? What?
Why would they want that?
Why
do
would
you
they
guys think
drown animals specifically?
Well, why do they think the Naiads would want a drowned animal? That's what I want to know.
Why would they give them locks of children's hair? Like a lock of, like, an adult hair, okay. But, like, a lock of, like, a child's hair specifically, that just sounds like something from a fairy tale where the child is going to be taken. To me.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm scared. Next sentence, Naiads could be dangerous. Yeah, no shit. Yep, Naiads were often jealous. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, I'll get to, like, this one paragraph where it references a little tale that I love that is not at all Greek. It's It's in fact French. So
Same thing. Greek, French.
it's Europe, same place. It's just more white people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just like that. That it references, the water nymph associated with particular springs was known all through Europe in places with no direct connection to Greece. Surviving in the Celtic wells of northwest Europe have been rededicated to saints. And in the medieval Melusine, who is like, I just like her story. It's really weird and it's very fey. And she ends up being cursed to be a dragon for, forever. Before that, she was only cursed to be a snake from the waist down, like, on one day.
Oh.
One day of the week.
Oh, so that's a really big, like, jump.
Yeah. I mean, okay, she wasn't necessarily cursed to be a dragon. There's, like, a whole thing with, like, fairy things where, like, they have their rules, and if you disobey their rules, something happens. And so... And so she told her husband, don't look at me on this one day when I'm going to turn into a part serpent. And he looked at her, and she turned into a serpent, and she turned into a dragon. Like, she's like, fuck this. I'm out. I don't know. I just like the story. I'm, like, badly paraphrasing it, but I like the story because she's just like, nah, peace out. You disobeyed me. Fuck you. We have a mention of Zeus on this page. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm just ignoring it.
And then just so many naiads. Just so... We have them grouped by, like, type of naiad, too. Do you notice that? We have marshes, fountains, lakes, rivers.
Then you have to scroll for a while to get past the rivers.
Springs.
I think that's it for that one. And then
just other. Just other.
Yeah.
Wait, what are the... Also, the spring naiads are called... That looks like it I thought it was said something similar to, like, Pegasus for a second. I'm like, what?
Pegaye? I don't know.
I like that it looked kind of like Pegasus. Yeah, Naiads and Nereids exist. They are women in the water. That's what I got.
They are not Sally Jackson.
They are not Sally Jackson. Sally Jackson is a goddess.
You got that right.
The patron goddess of the pod is Sally Jackson.
Although I think Dionysus has her beat in power level.
I mean, that's just because he is so many different gods.
He is all the gods.
He's, like, literally all of them. There's only one other god, and it's Sally Jackson.
Truth.
I was watching an OSP video today, and, like, Red was like, yeah, all roads lead to Odin. Everything is Odin. And I'm just like, no, it's Dionysus. You got it wrong.
You should try and contact them and just be like, hey,
They got stuff to do. I'm not gonna talk to people. I'm scared of talking to people.
Let's read the chapter.
I don't think Red actually likes Percy Jackson, so... What happens in this fucking chapter? Nothing. We're just gonna sit here in silence for the next 30 minutes.
Poor editing Taylor, then.
Hey, editing Taylor, drink some water. Thank you.
Hey, the episode that went up today, you told me to drink some water, or you said that I better be hydrating.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Past me said she probably isn't. Now I would like everybody to know that I had 64 ounces of water.
Good job editing Taylor.
I'm proud of her.
Past editing Taylor. Not future editing Taylor, who's editing this episode.
I like how there's just one Charlie, but there's several entities of Taylor along the way.
Yes.
There's me, there's past editing Taylor, and there's future editing Taylor. And occasionally we reference past Taylor. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a 5-man team, but 4 of them are me.
Taylor and the Taylor. If you watch Steven Universe, you'll know what I'm referencing.
I have not.
There was an episode with time travel and 5 Stevens.
Oh, perfect.
And they formed a band.
I just need one more Taylor, and I've got it.
You gonna form a band?
Mm-hmm. So we fall out of.
No, you gotta say it like this.
Okay.
Ah! Because you're falling down. Because we fell all the way down and we did not die.
Yeah, like, I don't know. This is why I want to know how deep the river is. And it mentions, like, he's stuck a certain amount of way up in the mud in a little bit. So, does the mud not stick to him?
I must have missed that.
Somewhere later.
Okay, so the water isn't touching him, but clearly it touches him, like, enough that, like, it heals him from the poison, though.
That's fair.
So that's a thing. But also, like,
yeah.
you gotta love the fact that, like, Percy just keeps it real. In this chapter, he's like, yeah, you know, I could have, like, been thinking about my life flashing before my eyes and all that. No, I was just screaming. I was terrified, man.
It's like, me too, man. Oh, here it says, I stood up thigh deep in mud. It's on the second page. So, like...
Okay, so he's, like, at the bottom of the river. Okay.
Yeah, which I figured.
So he stands up, but he's still... Okay.
So, no, I don't even care how deep the river is for this point. Is he just covered in mud when he comes up?
Does it say that?
It doesn't mention it. That's why I'm...
Well, then I'm gonna say no. He's not covered in mud.
Like, the fuck?
It's because the mud is touching the water, and the water can't touch him. So... Okay. Imagine if, like, the like, water separated from the mud, and then he was just covered in, like, dry dirt when he got out. Just dry dirt. Yeah.
I think I'd rather have the mud than the dirt, to be honest.
I'd be okay with the dirt, because I could just dust myself off. It's only down on his legs. It's on the jeans, you know, you could just wipe that off. You're okay.
But it's gonna be up in the pant leg, and...
He's fine. He's alive, you know? That's the important part right now. He lied to us in the last chapter. He said he was gonna die.
You told me he was gonna die. You told me last chapter was our last episode. Why the fuck am I here right now? You lied to me.
The book lied to me.
Well, and then you lied back to me, so... Looks like we're all in a problem.
I blame Zeus.
It's always Zeus's fault.
There you go. Fuck Zeus.
Okay. I hate the description of just, like, the river.
Then don't think about it.
It just makes me so sad.
I do like a catfish the size of his stepfather. Just a giant catfish the size of Smelly Gabe. And you gotta imagine with Gabe's face, too.
No, that's fine. But, like, it's like a soggy hamburger wrapper. I don't know what about that phrase just ugh. Like, he's breathing in, like, just...
No, he's not.
Breathing in the...
Remember, he's not breathing it in.
I know, but, like, it's still just, like...
Because he's got enough layer of air. I don't know how the science works here, because it's not science, it's magic. But... but he's breathing, somehow. Yeah, it's gross, and I don't want to be down there. Okay. And then we meet the nymph. The Nereid, and Percy thinks it's his mom.
And she makes him say thank you, which makes it even more like a mom.
Yeah. But also just the fact that, like, okay. Is there a reason why she specifically looks like his mom? Is this me putting on my conspiracy theory hat, or is it just, like, you know, Percy's like, oh yeah, it's a woman with dark hair, and I'm thinking about my mom, who may or may not be dead.
I think it's totally him just projecting, but okay.
I mean, remember, the Nereids are Poseidon's entourage. I'm guessing he fucks them.
I mean, that's canon to mythology, so...
Mm-hmm. So...
Does he have a type? Is that what you're saying?
He has a type. He went out and he saw Sally and he's like, yo, she looks like my favorite bang buddy. I'm hot for her.
Bang Buddy, new band name, I called it. I don't like that just what you said to me.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I personally think it's just Percy projecting.
Yeah, no, I think that's what Rick wrote it as. But how I'm going to extrapolate upon it is that Poseidon has a fucking type.
Yeah, he has a fucking type.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Do you think then they, like, his entire entourage goes on him, is, like, nearby when he goes to fuck mortals?
I mean, I imagine, they stay behind and, he goes to ask, hey, you mortal lady, do you want to, do you want to orgy? Do you want to, maybe? Huh?
Cause, him and Sally were at Montauk.
Yeah.
So, they could have just been, watching.
Oh, they definitely were.
Good. Good.
Remember, there's Myth Poseidon, and then there's, Percy Jackson Poseidon. I don't know where those two intersect.
They really don't ever seem to, except for...
That's because
when
Poseidon is Percy's dad.
Yeah, except for when Annabeth needs a reason to be mad at Percy, she,
yeah,
finds a reason to be mad at Poseidon, which there are a lot of.
But, incoming water pun, Poseidon is watered down, to say the least, in his is that the right word there? Characterization. In his characterization.
There you go.
Here. He's a bit watered down.
Are you proud of that?
I saw it coming, and I'm like, Taylor, prepare yourself.
I just gotta roll with it. Just gotta keep going.
Anyway,
gotta accept it and keep moving.
Poseidon, the fuck boy. So Percy's not mom is like, go to this beach. Why? Go to this beach. What? Why? Your father said so. That's the
I
chapter.
feel like in the time that she said some of this other stuff, she could have just told him why.
Yeah, but she's trying to... I don't know. I don't know.
There's just a lot of...
You gotta go there.
Yeah, it's just very dumb. And then she says, do not trust the gifts.
Yeah, don't trust the gifts.
If she would have just fucking said less earlier, instead of saying the same thing over and over again, she could have just told him what that meant.
Yeah, Percy, don't trust the gifts. On Christmas, don't trust them.
They're all for me.
Actually, his birthday's closer. Don't trust your birthday gifts.
You're right.
He ain't getting blue cake this year. I'm talking to Percy, not you.
Well, I'm sad for him. Yeah. For Joe's birthday this year, I should dye his birthday cake blue and not tell him why it's blue.
Do it.
Just do it for my own benefit.
Do it.
Because he'll never know why.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't come up in the movies.
Yeah. No, okay, so I specifically, talked about that in the Discord, too. Because, there's an infamous Q&A session with the cast of Sea of Monsters, where somebody asked them, do you all like blue food? And Logan Lerman is like, that has nothing to do with this movie. Why was blue food? What's the significance? Why? And he's so confused, and they're all just that doesn't relate to this movie at all. Next question. And I'm just wow.
The fact that they didn't read their source material.
They literally kept saying, in that same interview, oh yeah, we read the source material, we loved it, it was great. In the same fucking interview.
Now I'm mad.
It's so funny.
I love Logan Lerman, I truly do.
Yeah, if you want to watch...
Not his best moment.
If you want to watch a Percy Jackson movie, watch Hoot. That's it, just watch Hoot. Jimmy Buffett is in that movie.
It's a good movie.
That's why my mom likes the movie. She makes me watch it because Jimmy Buffett's in it.
Carrie. Why?
Alright.
We have a floating McDonald's.
Yeah, okay. Why is the McDonald's floating?
I guess they just have, McDonald's on the river. I don't understand.
I was confused by this wording. Is this something everybody knows about? Is there just a floating McDonald's on the river? Or
Do other places have this shit? I'm very confused.
I want to know. Are you looking this up?
No, some notification came up.
Okay.
I mean, I can.
I'd like someone to tell us why there's a floating McDonald's. Cause my original thought was like, it's just floating in midair? Where? Oh wait, he's in the water. It's floating in the water? Neither of these make sense.
It's a river. It's basically a river boat.
What?
That has a McDonald's on it.
Okay.
They call.
Okay, but that should be explained.
This one, the main one is in Vancouver, though.
That should be explained.
The one in Vancouver is called the MCBARGE.
I have never seen this before. I did not know it exists. It should be explained for anyone who does not know what that means. Floating McDonald's.
So the one in... I'm gonna do math.
I'm not happy.
In St. Louis opened almost 41 years ago exactly. It would have been March 11th, 1980.
I mean, it's good to know that Rick knows, like, he does know, apparently. We didn't think from the last chapter. We didn't think he actually knew anything about St. Louis or the Arch based on the elevators. Oy.
Oh, it's actually closed. Like
when did it close?
In St. Louis.
When did it close?
In 2000.
Okay. So wait. When is Percy's birthday?
2005.
No, when is Percy's birthday? Because
he would have been... He's turning 12 in 2005.
Oh, was it? Okay. I was like, I knew his, like, age was, like, slightly off from the books, but it's a later book, something of.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, is it not still in the water?
I'm taking a look.
Because maybe it's just still in the water, and that's why it's just like, yeah. But also, like, Rick, you should maybe explain the floating McDonald's for people who are not in St. Louis or Vancouver or anywhere that has just, like, riverboat restaurants.
Oh, this is, like, the original article about it. Damn.
You should have had that as your history. That should have been your where the fuck are we?
I thought it was a joke! So the one in St. Louis doesn't exist anymore. However, there's the MCBARGE, which is in Vancouver. And it's just like a riverboat.
Taylor, I think I know what we need to do now.
Go to Vancouver?
We need, you and me, we need to go to the MCBARGE. And that needs to be like a Patreon goal someday. For us to travel to the MCBARGE.
Oh my god. Goals. True goals in life.
We need
to the MCBARGE.
We need to, like, just have some closure on this floating McDonald's bullshit.
Why don't we just go to St. Louis?
But you said it doesn't exist anymore. We need to go to one that still exists. I need to see it in all its glory.
I'm just like, so... Yeah, it's like man, it's really big. I'll send you the picture. I'll put this in the show notes, so everyone can see.
I can't wait to share this with the Discord, and just no context before we release the episode. Just share this picture.
That's the one that was in St. Louis back in the 80s.
That is great. So wait,
it's so big.
But is it still floating in the river?
I'm trying to figure this out.
I want to know this.
Apparently there was also a floating Burger King that came along to rival it.
Oh my fucking god.
Dude, it broke free and smashed into a bridge in 93.
I
can't find out if it's still there.
Editing Taylor, hope you're having fun with this one.
This is so freaky. Oh wait, I think the one in Vancouver's also closed. Dang it.
Fucking! You lied to me, Taylor. You lied.
I'm sorry. It's very hard to figure out from these things. I'm reading journal articles from 85.
Okay, let's see.
I'm
upset. Oh, it's being converted into something else. Or it was. as of like 2017. Its Facebook and Twitter have not been updated since 2017. And its YouTube account has been closed. I have questions. I have questions about what the fuck this is.
We need a GoFundMe in order to bring back the McBarge.
We needed something that would like beef up this episode, and it was the floating McDonald's. This one fucking sentence.
Who would have thought the floating McDonald's?
I never noticed this sentence before. I'm so confused.
Yeah, and so Percy's out of the river, and he's relieved because he now knows that the people in the arch survived.
Okay, but like, so immediately there's a child that's like, that boy walked out of the river. Mama, there's a boy there. And her mom's just like, okay.
Well, no, it's because she's rubbernecking. She's too busy looking at what's going on. So she's like, yeah, that's nice, kid.
I think it's also the mist. I think it's a little bit of both.
See, I don't think she's just looking in that way in general. I think she's just too busy.
But also that child can see through the mist.
Well, and that's the thing, is like we talked last time about did any people on the bridge or on the arch see anything?
The bridge.
And I talked about how the kids seem to have seen something. But it seems like the mom would have had to have.
Yeah, it was the kid's mom. Okay, so remember last week where I was just like, we need to have this little boy is clearly a demigod, and proof here, like, his mom can see through the mist. Just saying, maybe she banged God, and that is her demigod child. Just saying, it's my theory. Somebody
write a fanfic for us
about that small child that saw Percy on the bridge or the arch. Damn it, I'm saying bridge because you said bridge.
I don't even care who the daddy is, as long as it's not, of course, the big three or Ares. It really can't be Ares either. That kid seems too sweet to be an Ares kid. So yeah, they carry her off, and he meets up with Grover and Annabeth, who've been looking for him, and they don't know what happened.
Yeah,
they just know they haven't been able to find him.
And he has to explain the whole situation. And Grover's like, we gotta get to Santa Monica. Can't ignore your dad.
And I'll be like, fuck you, Dad.
Yeah, fuck you, Poseidon.
But don't. And they're showing Percy's photo everywhere, which is why I don't understand how they made it to the Amtrak station, into the train, without anybody seeing them. If his face is actually plastered everywhere.
You know, okay, so we criticized the movies and how, like, they aged up Percy and everybody. 'Cause, like, I mean, spoilers, if you haven't seen, like, anything about the movies, yeah, they aged them up for some stupid reason. But, like, it kind of works for them not having to ride public transportation all the time. They can just find a car jacket, and just drive across America. And I'm just saying, it would be funny if these 12-year-olds just jacked a car and drove across America. Not Percy. Grover is, like, technically in his 20s, so maybe he has a license. You never know.
That's true. We don't.
I mean, he's kind of, like, small, but, like, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
This chapter exists. Things happened, I guess. Percy is now a fugitive. He clearly wasn't before.
We're doing real well this episode. We're both just so, like...
I'm still reeling from the floating McDonald's. I feel like I was lied to, like, 5 times over.
I'm sorry, it was confusing.
I'm confused, too. I want to go see a floating McDonald's. Rick, is this supposed to take place in, like, 1999? Is that what's happening here? When the floating McDonald's still was there. I mean, technically he didn't say whether or not... It's just the one line. We don't technically know if it was in service. We just know that it was there.
That's true.
So if it was still there in 2005, it works. But we don't know.
We don't know.
Oh. Moral of the story? Water isn't wet.
No! Water is wet.
I actually don't care about this argument. I just think it's funny.
This is this week's poll. Is water wet? The answer is yes. Both options will be yes.
I'll just, like, quote tweet it, and I'll be like, no. What do you do?
Throwing a fit with my hair.
Okay. Taylor, do you have a plug for this week?
You go first, because I think I forgot my plug. Shit, what did I have to plug?
Do you not write them down?
No, I come up with them on the spot, kid.
I have to write them down because, like, I watch so many things that I have to keep track of what I'm watching.
See, that's my issue, is I don't do a lot of things. So I have to, like, think of what's something I've done lately.
Just make a list of things you want to plug.
I know what I'll plug. I got it.
Is it happier than last time?
I'm gonna plug The Last Jedi, because we are recording this on May 6th. 2 days ago was Star Wars Day.
Oh yeah,
so
it's Revenge of the 6th.
It is. So I'm going to plug my favorite Star Wars movie.
I did not rewatch Star Wars.
You should probably watch all the other ones before you get to the 8th one, but, like, you know. It's my favorite, so you should watch The Last Jedi. Or Rogue One. Those are my two favorites, so. Rogue One's a pretty okay one, because it's more of a standalone, so. If you don't have time to watch the 7 movies before Last Jedi, go ahead and watch Rogue One.
Okay.
It's so good. So good.
I'm, like, the most low-key fan where I'm just like, I enjoy the thing. Okay.
Joe and I's, like, first, I guess, real date was watching Last Jedi.
Real date?
Okay, we never actually went on dates. We just sort of became a couple. So, and I'm not kidding.
That's
we just
cute.
sort of were like, oh yeah. Like, we would go to Goodwill together, and then we'd make dinner, and then I had him come watch Last Jedi with me, but then he fell asleep in my room on a chair, and he slept in the chair all night.
What the fuck? Oh my goodness.
It was so uncomfortable looking, but he didn't want to leave, so I don't know, I left him on the chair.
Poor Joe.
He's the one we weren't dating yet. I wasn't gonna be like, hey buddy, come get in my bed.
I just imagine he wakes up just like, ow.
No, I had one of those, like, huge saucer chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Like the nice, like, soft ones. So he was, like, laying in it with his legs on my bed. So
I'm still just imagining, like, how his neck feels when he wakes up. Like,
I don't know, he slept pretty soundly, I guess. I don't know. He never complained about it, so... And then 2 nights later was when we started dating.
Wonderful.
And here we are. Thanks, Last Jedi.
Y'all are dorks.
Oh, we're aware. We are fully aware.
What's my plug?
I don't know. What is your plug?
Yeah, so, this past week or so, I've been, rewatching an old cartoon, as I usually do. That's kind of my thing, apparently. And I've been rewatching, Witch, which is not about witches. Fun fact. But, you know, it's a magical girl show. And they all got elemental powers. And it's really cool. And, like, because I've been watching, like, with a friend. We were talking, like, this is just, like, they got very dark with this show. Like, usually magical girl shows are very, like, you know, pink and frilly. And just, like, you gotta have, like, the whole, like, ooh, we put on, our makeup so we can transform into these, like, skirts and everything. And, like, the witch girls, like, costumes are, like, actually kind of modest. They're, like, still pretty covered up. And everything is just, like, dark and, like, gritty. I don't know. It's not your typical magical girl show. And I'm reminded of, like, a magical girl show that I do not like, which is Madoka. Which is supposed to be the anti-magical girl show, and I'm just like... Sorry. Sorry for anybody who likes Madoka. I do not like the plot. It upsets me a lot. I've alienated so many people.
Yes, so many people who have seen that show.
Hey, I know at least Haley likes Madoka.
Hi, Haley.
I think now we're just rambling, because this was just a fucking chapter, I think.
Yeah.
It was a time. How long is the next one? Oh my god, the next one's like 20 pages.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, he doesn't have a... His editor should have done better keeping him on, like, some sort of...
You know, I'll have to, like, read it maybe more than an hour beforehand. I don't know.
I do it at lunch.
I read it over dinner, which I do, like, right before we record.
Yeah, you do.
Which is why I feel I'm, like, so burpy, like, during recording. It's wonderful.
Lovely, lovely.
Alright, I think we should let the people go, because we're boring as fuck, and we're not.
Yeah.
We suck.
It's gonna be a lot of editing for Editing Taylor to figure out.
Editing Taylor, please also get some sleep. Take care of yourself.
That is not a thing I can promise Editing Taylor's doing.
Well, do it anyway. So,
Fine.
Current Taylor who is sitting in front of me, kind of, but like far away, a few states away, get out of your fucking closet.
Exciting news, everyone! The Movie Night Crew Network is expanding. For the next few weeks, we will be sharing the changes you will be seeing. This week, we are announcing the arrival of My Cabbages, an Avatar podcast by our dear friends Zach and Alex. They're currently working through Season 2 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Here's a trailer.
Coffee, tea, honor, cabbage. Long ago, the four elements lived in harmony. Then, shit went totally cray when the Avatar attacked. Only the Cabbage Man, merchant of fine cruciferous vegetables, could stand against his trolling. But when the world needed some dank veg, he vanished. 10 years have passed, and my partner and I have started a new podcast.
My Cabbages! An Avatar podcast.
A weekly show about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Whether it's Sokka's new line of cologne...
Hey, look at you, sitting there on a seal. Well, now look back at me. I'm on an even bigger seal. Now look away.
D&D related antics.
You have to make an acrobatics check for that, and Aang just, like, unzips his pants and whips out his D20s. He's just like, I got this.
Or randomly breaking into song. We'll stumble our way through the greatest show ever made, one episode at a time.
You can reach us at CabbageCast, which is our Twitter, or
subscribe wherever you catch pod.
Rotten cabbages? What kind of slum do you think this is?
You can follow the podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send an iris message to us through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. You can follow me, Taylor, at Taylor from Cabin 6 on Instagram, and Historical Femme, spelled FEMME, on Twitter. Catch me on episodes of the Restricted Section, Hell from Elsewhere, and True Stories of a Tryhard.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, mainly Instagram and Tumblr. But on Twitter, I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm not salty about. No, not at all. I also have an art Instagram that I sometimes use at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mack. That's MACK. And I also have another podcast called Fandom's Gone Wrong, where my mom and I talk about movies, TV shows, books, and whatever other fandoms we enjoy. You can find that on all the major podcasting apps.
Our music was written by Nora Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian Emmerich. You can find Nora at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your pod. She's the host of Siblings and Fandoms, where Nora and her sister Maddie talk about fandoms they're part of, ones they're not, and everything in between. She is also the host of Modern Musical Origin, which is an informative show delving into the history of different instruments and styles of music. You can find both of those pods on all the major podcasting apps. We are proud to be a part of the Movie Night Crew Network, which features the Restricted Section, a chapter-by-chapter Harry Potter pod, with lots of spoilers all the time, and the Movie Night crew. Join some friends as they react to some terrible, some meh, and some really great movies. Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.